Alright, hello everybody, this is Slappy once again, giving you another episode of the Wood League Warriors. And today I will be going over some 1v1 strats in the matchup ZvZ. As you can see, I am the blue Zerg up in the top right, and our opponent, the red Zerg, down in the bottom left. So, just a couple things to note, this was a Gold League game. And so if you're saying, oh, well, you should have done this instead of this, and oh, you're so bad, you should micro better, keep in mind, only Gold League. So this guide's going to be aimed for players in the lower leagues, in the Wood Leagues as I like to call it. So really in my opinion, from Bronze to Gold would be the Wood League. But these are some things that maybe some higher level players could get out of this as well. So, you know, just some do's and don'ts of the matchup ZvZ. And a lot of players don't like the ZvZ matchup because they feel like it's a coin flip. But if you do a safe build, it's really not a coin flip at all if you just play safe, play smart. So as you see right here, I'm going to get my pool on 14 as soon as this hatches. And I'm down, I scouted around. He got his extractor on 14. He's probably doing the extractor pool. I don't know what he's doing. Should be getting his pool soon. So there's my pool. I'm going to open up with roaches, which is very good against ZvZ. A lot of people in ZvZ like to go speedling first, which looks like this guy might do with the pool on 14 and then, or the extractor on 14 and the pool right after. A lot of people like to do this because it'll time just about right. Well, you will have 100 Vespene gas right when your pool finishes, so you can immediately research metabolic boost. So to counter that, I like to build roaches. So you open with your pool on 14, and when your pool is about 3/4 of the way done, you throw down your extractor. And you want to do that because you want to assure yourself that as soon as your pool is done, that you have enough money for a queen and the roach warren. So you see my pool is done right there. Popping out an overlord. Should start my roach warren soon. As you can see, I don't play this game very much, so my timings aren't down. There's my roach warren. And as you can see, now I start my queen. I got 3 guys on gas. Let's see what our opponent is up to. And he throws down the roach warren. So even with all that delay, our roach warrens are about coming out at the same time. So if you optimize your build, which I didn't do, if you throw down your roach warren right when the spawning pool is done, it will get your roach warren out a little faster than getting your extractor out. So as you can see, he's got 2 lings out right now. There's his queen. And as you can see, I'm throwing down my expansion on 20 supply. Something very good to do. I'm producing... Oh, there we go. I'm going to pick off this overlord with my queen. And overlord scouting, very important in the ZvZ matchup because the only things that can attack overlords very quickly in the early stages of the game are queens, which once the queen gets off creep, it is pretty easy for the overlord to run away. And this is something I don't agree with. He's going lair before his expansion. And if you're going to do this, as you can see, my overlord does spot this. So I think I put down an Evo chamber here pretty soon, because if I see fast lair before an even expansion, I'm going to say I'm thinking muta all in. So if you're going to muta all in, you don't want to build these roaches. I mean, it's not that much Vespene, but every Vespene counts. Every bit of Vespene counts when you're building mutas, especially when you're on one base. So he's not in a good spot right now. He has 4 roaches, so that's the amount of Vespene as 1 Mutalisk. It would have been better to just throw down a couple of spine crawlers right there. As you can see, he's getting his 2nd gas up. There's my Evo chamber right there. I'm anticipating Mutalisk, so I'm going to put down the Evo chamber and then put up a couple spore crawlers. So I got some roaches right now. I think I'm going to go poke in, see what he's up to. So he's continuing to build roaches. He's up to 6 now. Pull up the production tab. He's got another roach on the way. He's getting the roach speed. So this is sort of a funky build that I don't like at all. His lair, so he's not going to go mutas. I think he just wants the fast roach speed, but if you're going to do something like this, a one base Zerg is pretty useless. So if you're going to go a one base Zerg build, you need to go all in, and you need to attack very quickly. So I'm going to poke out with these roaches right here, see what I can find. I'll intercept these two Zerglings. As you can see, he's still on one base, and I'm starting to get this saturated. I got my Spore Crawler going down. I got two Spore Crawlers going down in my main. So I double check, he does not have an expansion. I'm going to come up, see that he has a lot more roaches than me, which I'm a little curious of, considering I saw that early lair. I was expecting mutas, didn't find mutas. I find a lot of roaches instead. So what I decided to do is I'm going to throw down some spine crawlers right now, or pretty soon. I'm going to station my roaches right here, make sure that he can't expand. That is a lot of roaches. That's a lot more than I have. So yeah, this is, if you're going to do a one base roach, you need to go much sooner than the 8-minute mark, the 9-minute mark. And right now, there's the Evo Chamber finally getting up a spire. As you can see, he's going to poke out with these roaches, find my roaches at his expansion, and he's going to be able to clean those up no problem. So yeah, I find that he has a lot of roaches, but since I'm on two bases, I will easily be able to fend this off, be able to get enough units. Right, I'm getting my lair at about the 9:30 mark, and since I saw all those roaches, I'm going to throw down 3 spine crawlers. I already have 6 roaches back at home. I can bring my other queen down there for defense, because I know that he's going to be on the offensive with these roaches. His spire is now done, and he's researching burrow, so he's really sinking himself into these roaches. So as you notice, my lair was basically 3 minutes behind his lair, and I haven't even started a spire yet. And here I have a lot of static defense at my base. He's waiting for a couple more reinforcements, and he's gonna push out right now. And if he would have waited till burrow was done, I would have been in a lot more trouble than I was right here. As you can see, these spine crawlers doing their job. Got the 2 queens. The queens are really good in this scenario because you can use the transfuses on each other, or you can transfuse these spine crawlers. And right now I'm getting up the 2 gases on my expansion, so I have 4 saturated gases. These roaches right here doing a good job, and what he really needs to do is expand. He's got 4 mutas right now on the way. I just now start my spire, and that's the importance of expanding. As yeah, he got his mutas and his lair much before I did, but you can't produce. I mean, if you're gonna do this, at least have a macro hatch, because he's even letting his minerals get high. He should build some Zerglings, do something. I'm just in so much better shape than he is. He can't do anything, and because of my Overlord scouting at the beginning of the game, I did anticipate these mutas, so these 4 crawlers will be able to deal with those 4 mutalisks very, very easily, and I got one in my mineral line back here. And here he goes, he's going in for the attack. He's got 5 mutalisks, and he'll spot my spire. And this 4 crawler is gonna poke away, and almost losing a mutalisk right there. And my queen not targeting the correct one, but my spire is up. And as you can see, I'm instantly producing 6 mutalisks, which is greater than his current muta count already. And that's just the thing, Zerg lives and dies with economy. And he should have, I don't know what he's doing, he should have expanded much earlier. These minerals are going to slowly whittle down, and he's just going to be suffocated. Now he's finally throwing down his first hatchery at 13 minutes. That's about 9 or 10 minutes after I threw down my expansion. I've had this up and running for a long, long while. So I've basically made these roaches worthless. This might have been an overreaction on the spine crawler. Basically I neutralized the effect of those roaches. I already have mutas coming out, I'm gonna send I think I send these mutas just to make sure that he doesn't ninja expand there, or down here. So that's always something good to do. A lot of players use Zerglings to check. So I cannot see these roaches, of course, they are burrowed. And I'm sending out these mutas. I do know he's expanding. I got my fancy Overlord sitting up here. He's finally gonna take that out, but I'm gonna take out an Overlord here, and I just have way more mutas than he does. I have 12, he has 6. And even though I got my Spire much later than him, with the with the so much amount of gas that I was getting, I was able to make that difference very quickly. And a bit of a mistake by me, I should not have committed right there. I do manage to save that Mutalisk. That expansion gets up, but it's not going to do anything because I am going to kill it instantly and succeed. I'm going to grab a third because I have the mineral too, and I know he has Roach Muta. I didn't kill those roaches earlier, so I know they're around the map somewhere. So, and I know that he's not going to be able to go really high tech on one base if I keep him on one base. So I'm going to grab a third so I can grab 2 more gas geysers and really start pumping out these Mutalisks. And right now he just cannot do anything. And I've said it time and time again, one base Zerg is not a great decision. 27 drones, I have 38, so my income is much better. And I'm just in better shape all around. And I have roaches now that I made a long time ago. They're gonna push out. And I'm just gonna try to end the game right here, which actually is not the best decision. If they're on one base and you're on, in my case, 3 bases right now, you don't need to push out. I did not need to make this move. You can just wait. You can just wait until they suffocate themselves to death. And I'm gonna pick off that poor drone that was gonna go for the expansion. And I'm gonna march up the ramp right here. And his ground upgrades are better than mine. I do believe I have 1, 0. Oh, he has 0, 0. He didn't have any upgrades. That's actually very surprising. He just has so many spore crawlers. His roaches are going to clean up my roaches no problem, and my roaches cannot kill the spore crawlers fast enough. So I do definitely lose that engagement. Check out the units lost tab. I've lost about 1,000 more units than he has, but when your income is much better, that's not that big of a deal. And I noticed that burrow, so right away what I do is I'm going to make an Overseer so I can pick off those roaches. And my money's getting a little bit high. As, like I said earlier, I'm in Gold League. My macro's not the best, my micro's not the best. But if you can just use these fundamental techniques of suffocating a Zerg, keeping him on one base, you should be able to win a ZvZ matchup just fine. You want to expand early, get up some static defenses in case he does do a sort of roachling all in, because that is fairly common. Because if you can hold that off, you've won the game. And this is a lot of roaches, as you can see right now. Check out the units tab. He has 26 roaches against my 17 Mutalisks. And this is his final attack. He's just going to burrow across the map. He's going to unburrow in my base. But since I have this Overseer, I am going to be able to react. My mutas right now have no idea about these roaches, so they're going to go around. They know that or have a good plan, good idea that he's going to plan to expand, since his main is practically mined out, so I'm going to go deny that again. And keep an eye on these roaches. And this is a lot. They will do a lot of damage. The Spore Crawler's detection range, if they let's see where they decide to unburrow. And when my Spore Crawler does see it, he's not unburrowing, so my Spore Crawler's getting a lot of free hits, but there they go. That Queen going down instantly. These Spine Crawlers will not stand a chance, because that is a lot of roaches, but I say, you know what? I have a lot of mutas. I hear mutas are pretty good against roaches. I'm going to pull these drones just in case. So even if he manages to take this base, I'm still in great shape. I have this base. I don't even think he knows about this base, and I know for a fact that he's on one base that has 1 mineral patch left. So if I can just kill these roaches, I'm going to be just fine. He burrows them, so I bring over my Overseer, and that's got to be a good game right there. He's going to lose all of these. He should have killed that hatchery. I guess he's just gonna try to charge the main because he doesn't know I have that third, so he's gonna try to kill my lair, kill all these drones, but it's just not gonna be enough. My lair will survive. All these roaches are gonna go down, and I expect a GG very shortly because he cannot do anything. Checking out the units tab, it's one roach, one queen against 27 mutas. Of course I'm gonna win that battle every time. So he decides to leave the game, gets frustrated. And yeah, that's how you win. That's how I usually win ZvZs. My ZvZ record, pretty good. I don't lose them very often, because what a lot of Zergs do is a 7 roach all in, or some sort of roach speed, or some sort of like speedling harass early game. And if you can just shut those down, you're in really good shape. So what you want to do, do a quick recap. Get your pool on 14. When your pool is about 3/4 of the way done, you want to throw down your extractor. And then as soon as your pool's done, you want to throw down your roach warren, get a queen out, and make sure you're pumping out overlords. You don't want to get supply blocked, because if you open roaches, you may find that you'll get supply blocked pretty fast, because they're pretty cheap to build and they cost 2 supply each. So you gotta watch your supply, be careful of that. And then you expand right around 20 supply. Make sure you get a good healthy economy. You want to produce a second queen here. Something I did not do a good job of this game was the creep spread, and so that's something, creep spread, very important in a ZvZ. That's something I did not do, because not only does your units move faster on it, but it is a great way of scouting, seeing where the opponent is. It gives you vision all across the map. And yeah, so you want to get these 2 queens. Make sure you're overlord scouting. If you see some sort of early push, you want to put some spine crawlers in front of your expansion right here. Get both of your queens down here. Produce a 3rd queen out of this space. Queens are very good early game against all-in pushes. So even though it might sound like a waste, it's not, because they're very good defensive units. You can have, if you have 3 queens, you can have 1 on each base, and then you have another one working on the creep spread, and be very effective. And make sure, if you see the Zerg trying to expand, do everything you can to deny it, because a 1-base Zerg past the point of an all-in attack will never win the game unless you make a huge blunder. So yeah, that's basically it. Just try to contain the best you can, and I hope you guys liked it, and I will probably put out a few more of these later. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.